Hi there, this is a message for Mr. Eric Pickles and the good people of the National Planning Casework Unit. My name is Dan Russell. I'm speaking on behalf of the Ruffeth and Knapton Action Group. That's a civic action group formed when 100 or so residents of this parish got together with our local MP, Julian Sturdy, to discuss some of the planning issues affecting us locally. Mr. Pickles, you could argue this is a very small example of your big society idea in action. Behind you over here is the Harewood Wynn landfill site. 30 years ago, they got planning permission for a landfill site here on the basis that it would be returned to Greenbelt after 20 years. So that's obviously 10 years past its due date. Recently, Yorwaste, the company that operate the landfill site, have put in place a planning application for a permanent waste recycling factory on this Greenbelt land here. Now, I know that you're not interested in the minutiae of local issues. You're not interested in the rights and wrongs, but on what the implications are nationally. So I'm not going to discuss with you the 1,000 extra trucks that might be coming through our village as a consequence of this. I'm not going to discuss with you the fact that this used to be productive pasture land that has been allowed to go to rack and ruin by Yorwaste so that they can claim it has no other use. Instead, let's focus on the clear national planning issues. Number one, are there any contraventions against the standard planning issues, planning guidelines around the country? Well, this is Greenbelt land, and what they are proposing is a permanent industrial factory that is currently undertaken on an industrial site. One of the many industrial sites around York. Indeed, there are many brownfield sites around York that haven't been considered for this. So is this appropriate for a Greenbelt site? In fact, if Yorwaste weren't owned by the City of York Council, would a permanent factory be given planning permission on this Greenbelt land? If I, any resident of the parish or a local business, wanted to put a factory on this site, would we be given planning permission? Not unless we had very special circumstances. And the local planning officer has even stated that they don't see the very special circumstances as per the usual standard for this site. What are the special circumstances that Yorwaste are claiming? It's commercial expediency. They already operate from over there, they would like to operate from here. A recycling factory recycles the stuff that comes here. So there's no synergy with the landfill site because surely they're recycling it and sending it elsewhere. So it's purely the fact that they already operate from here and would like to expand their operations out into a nice, easy to develop field. Secondly, are there any implications for the wider community beyond the locale, nationally? Well, of course there are. There are green corridors all around York. If we allow City of York Council to railroad through this decision and build in the green belt around York and all of the green corridors, what's to stop there being a factory in every part of the green belt around York and wider to every similar town or city in the country that has green corridors surrounding it? Mr. Pickles, City of York Council are so riven with political infighting they can't even produce a draft local plan. Yet they can see fit to push through this planning application. A small minority of the councillors at the planning meeting to discuss this wanted to defer it so that other options locally could be assessed. They didn't. The council voted to push it through. I urge you, Mr. Pickles, and the good people of the National Planning Case Unit to reconsider this. For the people of Ruffeth, for the people of York, and indeed nationally, call this in and allow it the scrutiny that it deserves. Thank you for listening.